All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about how to go from having these kind of random, unpredictable chats with AI to getting reliable, high-quality results every single time. We're going to turn basic chatter into a real craft, prompt engineering.
You've been there, right? You ask an AI for something, and the answer you get is completely different every time you hit enter. It can feel like a total roll of the dice. But what if I told you the secret to getting consistent results isn't about the AI, it's about how you ask?
So here's our game plan for today. Think of it as a ladder to mastering this stuff. We'll start with the basics. What even is prompt engineering? Then we'll look at the 3 different levels of prompts you can use. After that, we'll get practical and fill our toolkit with 4 core techniques. We'll use those to build the perfect prompt with a 6-part framework. And by the end, you'll have what I like to call your new AI superpower. Okay, first step on that ladder, it's all about learning to speak the language of AI. Before we can start crafting these amazing prompts, we gotta be on the same page about what a prompt actually is.
So, a prompt, it's really your main control mechanism. You know, with these big AI models, there aren't a bunch of buttons and menus. It's just you and a chat box. The prompt is your steering wheel. It's how you tell the AI where to go.
And prompt engineering is simply the craft of getting really good at using that steering wheel. It's not about just asking random questions. It's about writing instructions so clearly and effectively that you get way better results. You're turning a simple chat into a powerful tool.
But here's the thing, not all prompts are created equal. They basically fall into 3 levels. You've got your simple conversational prompts, for quick questions and daily chats. Then you have structured prompts, which are amazing for tasks you need to do over and over. And way up at the top, you've got agent prompts for really complex, autonomous stuff. Our goal today is to help you make that jump from conversational to structured.
So how do we actually make that leap? How do we go from just chatting to getting structured, reliable results? Well, it starts by building our toolkit. Let's walk through 4 essential techniques you can start using pretty much immediately.
First up is a technique you're probably already using, even if you don't know its fancy name: zero-shot prompting. This is simply when you ask the model a question directly without giving it any examples. You're just counting on what it already knows.
For instance, you could ask it to classify a bunch of feedback, so you're not telling it what positive or negative means, you're just trusting it to figure it out. It's super fast, it's easy, and it's perfect for these kinds of straightforward tasks.
But what if you need something in a very specific format or style? That's where our next technique, few-shot prompting, comes in. This is where you actually teach the AI what you want by showing it an example or two. It's like giving it a template to follow.
Here's a perfect example. Instead of just saying, write a message, you're showing the AI what successful messages look like. By giving it the examples for Jamie and Priya, it'll learn to mimic that casual tone, that length, and that style when it writes the new message for Jordan.
Now this next one, is a real game changer, especially for complex problems. It's called chain of thought prompting. And it's not just about telling the AI what to do, but telling it how to think about it. You're basically asking it to show its work, to think out loud, step by step. And the best part? It's incredibly easy to trigger. You just add a little phrase like think step by step to your prompt. This forces the model to lay out its reasoning before it jumps to the conclusion, which helps it catch its own mistakes and gives you a much more thoughtful result.
Okay, our last tool in the box is prompt chaining. The idea here is really simple. Instead of trying to write one single, massive, perfect prompt, you have a conversation. You use a series of prompts that build on each other, with each one digging deeper or refining the last answer.
So you might start broad like, give me 3 feature ideas. Then, instead of starting from scratch, your next prompt just refers back to that. Okay, now write a value prop for idea number 2. You see how efficient that is? You're shaping the final output together, step by step.
All right, this is where it all comes together. We've talked about the theory, we've filled our toolkit with techniques. Now let's combine all of it into one powerful blueprint for crafting the perfect prompt. So, if you remember one thing from today, let it be this: a good prompt doesn't leave much room for guessing. The single biggest mistake most people make is being too vague. A great prompt is specific, it's detailed, it takes away the AI's need to guess what you actually want.
Let's look at this in practice. The don't example? It's just an open invitation for the AI to make stuff up, but the do version gives it clear guardrails. It specifies the tone, it tells it what to emphasize, and it even gives a word count. There's no guessing involved.
Here's another one. Write a reply to this email. Gives the AI 0 context. But look at the do version. It assigns a persona. You are a customer support specialist. It provides critical context about the customer, and it dictates the exact tone. That's how you get professional-level results.
And for a really big task like writing a whole article, breaking it down is everything. The don't is just asking for a generic, messy wall of text. But the do version, that's using the chain of thought technique we just talked about. It guides the AI step by step to create something that's way more structured and useful.
And all of this leads us to the ultimate takeaway, the 6-part perfect prompt framework. Just think of this as a checklist. Number 1, task. What exactly do you need it to do? 2, context. What background info does it need? 3, format. Do you want bullet points, a table, code? 4, persona. Who should the AI pretend to be? 5, examples. Just like in few-shot prompting, show it what you mean. And finally, 6, constraints. Give it rules, like a word count or a specific tone. Run your prompts through this checklist, and I promise, your results will get so much better.
So we have really gone on a journey here. By understanding these ideas, you've completely changed your relationship with AI. You're not just someone who chats with it anymore. You're a craftsman, and this is your new superpower.
The most important thing to walk away with is that you are in control of the output. For any complex task, structure will always beat simple conversation. So use those specific techniques we talked about, like few-shot and chain of thought. And when you really need predictable, high-quality results, just follow that 6-part framework.
You officially have the blueprint. You have the tools to get exactly what you want from any AI model. So, the only question left is, what are you going to build first?